So as we continue to do our blemishes, let's continue from where we ended for the last place. So I was continuing to do the blemishes, fixing the blemishes, and making sure all the pimples and acne, are no more there. So we continue with it. Everything is fixed now. So let's continue with the tutorial. So we continue with it. Everything is fixed now. So let's continue with the tutorial. I'm very sorry for the inconveniences. Let's continue. We had a little issue with the network, so let's continue. So you continue to fix the blemishes. So assuming we are done with the blemishes, let's continue to do the work. So we will duplicate this layer again, duplicate the edited layer, and name the down one original and the top one edited. You right click on the edited one, convert to smart objects. You come to image, adjustment, image on the menu bar, adjustment and invert. So this is what you are going to get, like a ghost. And selecting the edited one again, you come to the blending options here and you change the blend mode to vivid light. Change the blend mode to vivid light, and you come to filter, other, high pass. See high pass, you see how this one is coming. We don't want to see those black spots here. We don't want to see those black spots. You don't want to see that black spot here, so we will move it upwards a bit, make it connect very well, very smooth. So for this one I'm using 50. You see the other one we use somewhere 20 something. This one we are using 50 because 50 fits it very well. And you hit OK, and you come back to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, Gaussian blur. You see, for this one, for us to get the texture of the skin, no, we will use, let me use 4, or we can use 3. You see, the more you increase it, the more the effect doesn't work for that one, and when you reduce it you get it very smooth. But this one we want to get a little texture of the image, so let's maintain 3.5. So you hold the Alt key whilst you have selected the edited layer, and click on the layer mask. Click on the layer mask. You see, it will be like nothing happened to the image because it's a layer negative masking that we are doing. You see, when we say masking in Photoshop, it means like removing something from the original thing. So after that, whilst the layer mask is selected, you select your brush tool, the opacity. I'm still maintaining 100 because of the tutorial. I just want you to see how it's going to affect what we are doing. Please, I hope you can see the effect that is having on the image. So when you're doing it, you stay away from the dark spots, the dark places. You only go to the dark places if there is a blemish spot there. So when you're going to the dark places, you reduce the brush opacity to the lowest and you brush there. You see, I've reduced the brush opacity, and you continue to brush. So we are coming to this side. Let's increase it a little. 63. It's fine. You see, when I try to brush the dark spaces, you see how it's appearing. So we change the foreground color. This is the foreground color and the background color. You see, if you put the pointer on it, it will show you which one the foreground. You see, this is set foreground color and the dark one is set background color. So you change to black. So when it's black, it means you are bringing it to the original. You see, the layer mask is black. So if the layer mask is black, you paint with white to get your effect. If you want to clean your effect, we don't use the eraser tool to clean effects when you're using masking. We use the layer mask to do that. And you decrease your brush size to do the dark sides. So if you want to increase the brush size, you can come here and increase it here, or you right click, you increase it here, the brush size there. And we are grouping because we want to see the before and after. We want to separate the ones we've done from the ones that are already there, the original from the duplicate. The originals from the duplicate. So I think I will have to end this image here. This image here. You see, so if I group it, the edited and the original, if I group it, you see, this is the before and this is the after. Before and after. You let me bring the before image here for you to see the before and after. And there's one thing that we are going to do after this session too. There's a trick in Photoshop, the version I made you download and the upper versions. I don't know for the 2021, but the 2022 there's an effect that I'll teach you how to do it. I'll be using it, but I'm just teaching you how to do it. There's properties and quick actions. So this is the before and this is the after. I hope you can see the difference before between the two images. The left side here is the before, and the right side here is the after. Before and after. Before and after. Please, if you have any question, you can leave it in the comment section here so that I respond to it. Hi, in this tutorial we are going to learn how to smoothen the skin of this image and make it look very nice and smooth. So the first thing you are going to do is we will duplicate this image by dragging the background to the duplicate layer button down here, and we go to the tools panels and select the spot healing brush. You can use any of these spot healing tools here. We have the content aware, move to the patch to the healing brush, but for this tutorial we are going to use the spot healing brush too. So you increase the brush size and remove the blemishes. You can use the patch too, you can use the spot healing, but for this tutorial this is what you're using. You can change to the patch healing. You have to zoom in better so that you can get a precise thing you want to do. So after you are done with your spot healing and blemishes, you see this is the before, this is the after. After you finish it, you duplicate the layer again and you name this one original, and you name this one editing, because that is what we are going to be editing. So you right click and convert it to a smart object. Convert it to a smart object. You see, when we convert it to smart object, anything that we apply to this Hi, in this tutorial so the next thing we are coming to do is learn how to change backgrounds in Photoshop. We are going to learn how to change backgrounds in Photoshop. So as we are done with this tutorial, you will close it. You save the file to a folder, a destination folder that you want. you change to the destination folder that you want. So let's say I saved mine to this folder as picture editing picture editing 1. You save it as Photoshop PSD file so that you can get the file back when you need it. Or if you are sending to someone, like I'm coming to forward this one to the page, I'll go to File, Save As, and I choose JPEG, and name it Picture Editing. And save. You maintain everything here and you save, and you come to the folder, you see it's here, picture editing. So picture editing, now I'm pasting on the pages for us to see what we are doing. So this is for this page. Let me attach as document and come to this page 2. And drag it here. Please, and if you don't understand anything, you can ask. If you don't understand anything that is going on, you can ask me on the WhatsApp page or on the YouTube comment section, and I'll respond to you. So we move on to the next thing, which is changing backgrounds of images. Changing backgrounds. So this is what we've done so far. Let me do this too. Before and after. This is the before and after too of this image too. So this is the second one we've done. This is picture editing 2. Picture editing 2. Picture edit 2. So please, I'll be also waiting for the assignment. I have to get it by 7 o'clock in the morning so that I can review it for the class. So that I can review it for the class and add the grading to it. So the next thing is how to remove backgrounds of an image. So we are going to learn Photoshop, 2 Photoshop tricks. So we will import our image here. We import our image into a Photoshop. So let's fix it first, and now after that we change the background. So I'm using the patch tool to do that. So now we've been given an image. So I want to see this change background thing in the editings we are going to do as an assignment and for extra marks. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we are going to grade ourselves for what we've been able to do. So I'm fixing it very fast. I'm doing it very fast. I'm trying my best to do it very fast, because these things take time. It takes time. You have to be able to get time to do it, because if you don't do it well, the clients might reject it, and you won't want that. So you take time and do it. It takes time. Please follow these tutorials very well. And when you are moving the blemishes, not everything you see there is a blemish. Some are birthmarks, and you wouldn't want to do that, because you can be sued for that, for removing someone's birthmark. Due to the tutorial's sake, I won't be doing it very much. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think this is fine. I think this is fine. So as we continue, you duplicate this layer, or you turn off this lock sign here. By doing that, you just left click on it, it will just change, and you come to this properties here. You see, if you can't see this one here, let's say you don't have it. Let's say you don't have it, and yours, I think it might come this way. You won't be having the properties. So you come to window, and you come to properties for it to be added here. So when you click on it, you get an option to remove background or select subjects. That is a new feature that Photoshop has included in the 2022, the 2021 I think, and the 2022 and the 2023 version. So with these versions, you can just, when you select the layer, you can just hit on remove background, and just click on remove background. So it will just remove the background for you. The artificial intelligence will just remove the background for you. Very nice. And place it on a negative layer mask. So let's change the background. We are just going to add this background here to it. Let's add this background here. So when you drag the image onto your Photoshop file, you drag your image onto the Photoshop file, you see it will be on top of the layer. So you bring this, let me name it background layer new, background layer new. You drag it down here just to change the background, and after that you can add some adjustments to it, some brightness, and you toggle this on, this thing here, which means the brightness should just affect only this. We call it a clipping mask. So you can right click whilst it's on top of the layer that you edit and select create clipping mask. So any changes you are going to do will only affect the layer that it has been clipped on. is going to only affect that image. So we are just making the background blend in with the layer on top. So you can come to color adjustment again, color balance. You see the background is yellow, so you add a little yellow to your image. You add a little yellow to your image, and I think it's looking very fine. Very fine. It's looking very fine. Very fine. Now let's work on the image again. To you see, after we removed the blemishes, we didn't smoothen the face, we didn't do anything. So now let's smoothen the face. You hold the Alt key and clip in between the brightness, the adjustment layers that you place here, and now you select the layer and you hold Ctrl+G, or you just drag it to the folder and it will just put that image, this image here, into the folder for you. And then you duplicate it by dragging it to the plus button here, right click and convert to smart objects. Come to image adjustments, invert, normal, the blend mode to vivid, the filter to other, high pass, let's maintain 35. Let's select filter again, blur, Gaussian blur, blur, Gaussian blur, and keep it at, let's say, 1. I think 1 will work for this image. I think most of us got this error whilst doing their work, and they thought it was an error that they make. No, it's not an error. You are the one seeing it that way because of the quality of the image. You see, when you zoom in, you don't see that effect there. So hold the Alt key and click on the layer mask to bring out the negative layer mask. Select the brush to change the opacity to, for this tutorial's sake, we are using 80 for that, so that we can, I just want you to see, that's why I'm increasing the opacity that much. But on realistic images that you want to get the texture, we don't do it that way. When it comes to fixing blemishes and smoothing faces, you just have to be careful. You just have to be careful, because if you don't take care, the person might change. Just this thing can change the person's face, the person's appearance, and it will ruin your career too, because they will go out and say, I brought this image to this person. When he finished editing, I'm not the same person again. It's like it's not me. So you stay away. You stay away from the edges too. And I can see someone is asking if there are only 2 ways of removing the spots. You can use the spot healing brush, you can use the healing brush tool, you can use the patch tool, you can use the content aware move tool. The content aware move tool, you can use the red eye tool. You have to just practice all of them and be conversant with the one that you can use. But the easiest is the spot healing and the patch tool if you want to go very fast. If you want to go very fast, that is what you use. That is what you use. That is what I am recommending for you for this tutorial sake. So after we are done, you hold the Alt key and click in between this group layer here and the adjustment layer that we first added, which is the brightness adjustment layer, and the color balance layer too, so that it will just only affect the top layer. It will only affect the top layer. So again, we select or shift this here. I want you to see the before and the after. The before and the after. So this is before. I'm just dragging the old image to it. This is the before. Let me delete this part. I'm just using the rectangular marquee tool to just select this side. You see, earlier on, as I said in the previous tutorials, I was explaining the tools that we are using, the uses of all those tools. The uses of all those tools. Some are selection tools, some are retouching tools. So part of the retouching tools that we are using is the blemishes tool, eyedropper. So the blemishes tool the healing brush tool that we are using is part of the blemishes tool. So this is the before and this is the after. I think it's fine. It's very fine. It's very fine. It's very fine. The before and after. So please, if you have any questions too, you can ask, because I want to end this session here. I think the teeth whitening that I did, I don't know, I haven't gotten any comment or anything about that, so I don't know if you are all okay, but I think silence means consent. If you are not talking about it, it means you are okay with it. So this is the before and after. If you want me to do it again too, I can also do the teeth whitening here too again for us to see how. I think I'll just have to do it very quick, the teeth whitening. I'll just do it very quick, the teeth whitening. So let me just hop onto it and do it. The teeth whitening. I think the link to the image file of the teeth whitening, I think it's in the video link. So let me just go and let me go and pick that image from the video link that I posted. So if you come and click on the image that I posted, the video that I posted, you come to the comments, the image is here, so you can just download it. I've made an actions to that. I've made an action to that. So we just download our image. So someone will also ask what an action is. What an action is. You see, if we say an action is in Photoshop, is doing some steps. So you can, with this, the whole thing that we are just doing here, you can record it somewhere, and it will just, you can just play it, and it will do all the works that we did for you. It will do everything for you. You just record it, and it is what Martin led a layer onto the background layer. Sepia toning. You see, just added a sepia toning without, you see, I didn't duplicate it. I just hit play. It's duplicated the image, added a hue saturation. You see, if you come to the properties of the hue saturation, you see what is it did here. It has changed the hue, the master hue to 30, saturation minus 25. So that is what actions are. So that is how we can do the fixed blemishes in 1 minute. So please, you can start the timer. So you come to the plus sign here. This is different from this place. This is for actions. So we are coming to record an action. Let me name it skin soft. Skin soft. You set it under default actions. So it will come here. We are setting it under default actions. We won't give it any function key, and we start recording. So we start recording. For now, before you can start recording, you have to make sure the blemishes, you are done with the blemishes. So for now, we will stop here and remove the blemishes, because you can't be using the blemishes. You can't be using the blemishes. You have to remove it by your own, because all blemishes are not the same. If you are doing to just one image, you can do it to it. Like you can just, if it is just this image and you are doing 5 times, you can add the blemishes to it, remove the blemish. You can record it too, because that is what you want it to do. So this is just a bonus trick. So I'm done with the blemishes. So let me start recording. So when you are recording, you hit this one, this begin recording button here. So let's begin recording. This is what we want the action to do. We want the action to duplicate this layer. That is when you are done with the blemishes. Duplicate this layer, right click on the action should convert to smart objects for us. The same actions should come to adjustment and invert for us. The same action should convert to vivid light. The same action should move from other to high pass